Hi, my name is Max, and today I am going to be presenting my presentation over invasive species. I'm going to be covering more about the Burmese pythons in the Florida Everglades. So let's get right into it. Um, an invasive species is an animal that comes into an area that usually isn't from that area, and it causes a lot of harm in many different ways to the environment. It typically destroys it, and once they reach that area, they spread very rapidly, hard to control. That's a typical scenario, and it also costs humans lots of effort and money to control, typically. So let's get into an example. Is the Burmese pythons. They invade the Florida Everglades. I believe that they started spreading rapidly and around the 70s or 80s. They're originally from Southeast Asia, and they are one of the largest snakes in the world. They can grow up to 20 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds, which is very big. They've been known to eat crocodiles and deer, very big animals, and typically they just eat raccoons, rabbits, and foxes because that's easy prey for them. And when they first got here to the U.S., they were an exotic pet through the exotic pet trade, and they can pretty much overpower almost anything. You can Google like an image of a python eating a crocodile, and it'll pull up. So let's go on to the new one on how they got here. I mentioned it a little. Uh, they were native to Southeast Asia, and they came in through an exotic pet trade. And when Hurricane Andrew happened, and when these pets were really popular in the 1990s, when the Hurricane Andrew occurred, when they were in a lot of those facilities, that reptile facilities they were kept in, and it caused a lot of damage to them. They just escaped and spread everywhere in those Everglades due to all the damage that happened. And typically, when these snakes get really big, they're not really ideal for a home pet, so owners will release them into the wild, which also causes more problems for the environment. And let's move on to what kind of damage they caused. These snakes that threaten biodiversity, typically all invasive species do, but many mammal populations in the Everglades have collapsed. It costs Florida millions trying to control them, whether that's hiring people to go out and catch them or bringing a whole team out, whatever it may be. It's not cheap. And the biggest drop of animals was a 99% drop in raccoons and possums, and then an 87% drop in bobcats. And like I said earlier, they can eat panthers, deer, alligators, many different things, and this can impact the food web and just end up destroying the whole environment. And then let's go on to how we are dealing with them. They have many python removal programs. Like I said, they hire teams or professional hunters that will actually go out in these Everglades, capture these pythons, and do what they will with them. They also have tracking technology. They track these pythons to where they go, like where all of them go into a group, or where their nest may be, so they can get the nest. So that's been a big help in finding these pythons and controlling them, trying to find their breeding groups. And then obviously the research behind it, just studying it, studying their biology, and see where their weak points really are, and then obviously making it known to the public. I mean, if you see one of these snakes, maybe try and capture it. I know that's easier said than done, but at least make it known to not let these snakes out in public. and that can really help limit these pythons. Just letting everyone know, hey, keep your snakes, try and control them. And I think my personal opinion over all this, I think the biggest impact that we can have on it is spreading awareness about the species to where everyone knows, because I think the more numbers that know, the better you can control it. And prevention is the biggest key. But yeah, that was the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.